Welcome back to Legacy Cooking. Today we will be cooking out of my grandmother's cookbook, Slow Cooking at its Best. This is an all Crockpot cookbook, and today we are going to be making one of my favorite recipes. This one is called Corn Beef and Cabbage. This is one of the best recipes in this book, in my opinion. Alright, a couple things you're gonna need for this recipe. First thing is, go ahead and get you a corned beef brisket. Try to find one that's 2 to 3 pounds or more. The next thing you're gonna need for this is about 3 to 4 carrots. Now 3 to 4 is just a suggestion. You can use as many or as less as you like, but go ahead and get them carrots. Next thing you're gonna need is a small head of cabbage, or maybe about a 1/2 head of cabbage. Just depends on how much room you got left. Next, go ahead and get you 1 medium onion. 1 medium onion. Last thing we're gonna need for this is some fresh garlic. Next thing you're gonna need is just any additional spices that you want to put in to make it good. What I'm gonna put in is a little bit of beef broth, a little bit of black pepper, along with some whole black pepper, and just a little bit of Old Bay, and then just some salt. Alright, first thing we want to do is just go ahead and cut up all of our vegetables except the cabbage. Alright, first thing we're going to do is cut up these vegetables. We're going to go ahead and start off by washing our carrots. Alright, let's go ahead and start cutting up these carrots. All right, now we got our carrot all cut up. We're gonna go ahead and cut up this onion. Vegetables all cut up. The next thing to do is go ahead and take the corned beef brisket. We're gonna go ahead and get that unpackaged and ready to get it thrown into the crock pot. Go ahead and take your corned beef brisket, fat side down. All right, once you get your vegetables all cut up, go ahead and take your corned beef brisket, just throw it in the crock pot. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a few of these whole black peppercorns, just kind of throw them in. Next, I'm gonna take a little, just a tiny pinch of salt. Go ahead and throw that in. Take a little bit of that ground black pepper. Throw it in. Fuck it, why not? Obey. Just a little bit. Take some of that good old oregano. Throw it in a little bit. Some of that beef broth. Just throw it in. All right, vegetables cut up, corned beef nice and seasoned. We're just gonna go ahead, throw it in. You're gonna need 1 cup of water, and you're just gonna throw that right on. All right, once you got all your ingredients in, you're gonna go ahead and cover. Latch, and you're gonna go ahead, cover and cook on low for 10 to 12 hours or on high for 5 to 6 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on high for 5 hours. All right, once your crock pot goes off, you're gonna go ahead, take your head of lettuce and go ahead and cut it into quarters or eighths. Once you got your cabbage all cut up, you're gonna take your lid off the crock pot. Get a good smell of that. And you're just gonna pack it in. All right, once you get your cabbage all packed in there, we're going back on high for 2 to 3 hours. All right, when it's all said and done and your crock pot goes off, go ahead and take that lid off. Be very careful, it's gonna be hot. And you have corned beef and cabbage.